connected or not available.
There we go. All right, let's try this again. Tonight's episode of Family Night in the is brought to you once again by Diet Water. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and as we slide out of summer and into the fall, it is still important to maintain your hydration as much as possible. And the best way to do that is to use that one beverage that has all that great water taste, but still only half of those dreaded water calories. The one, the only, Diet Water. This product's only available in stores where it's sold. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are time zone wise on this island Earth. This is Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye, your host here on Hawkeye's Old Time Gaming Emporium. I have my lovely daughter Bonnie with me once again, and we are going to continue our voyage with the return of the Obra Dinn. Last week we solved everything that had happened that we needed to solve before leaving the ship, but there's still more to go. So I think what we said the plan is that we were going to review, for those of you who might have missed some of the stuff or maybe joining us for the first time, we're going to quickly review the events that happened on the ship. And then once we do that, we're going to disembark and find out what is left for us, because there's still more things for us to solve, because we still do not know what.
Well, we've got three major questions. Whatever happened to Martin? Whatever happened to the captain's steward who got thrown into the lazarette? And what happened in the lazarette during the Doom? Or rather, the Bargain chapter. At least I think it might be during the Doom. We do have some suggestive lines from the bosun saying that an attack like that does not stop for nothing. Something went down. But what?
This and other questions we'll answer here tonight on Family Night at the Emporium. Hello, Axel. I'd like to have you with us here. Anyone else who might be out there watching or lurking, or if you're catching us on VOD or YouTube, which I will be starting this week to upload all of these episodes here. I'm going to try to go back to the first episode where we had some sound issues, where we had duplicate audio, to see if I can get rid of one of the soundtracks to try to fix that one up. If not, we'll load everything from the second episode on. But I'm going to try to work with that on that this week as well. So, without any further ado, because she used all they do making dinner last night, let's go ahead and get things started. All right, we got everything we want here on the screen.
Yep.
All right.
Time to pull up the Obra Dinn.
And let's load this thing.
Yep. Plan is go through all of the events that happened in order, because we kind of know how they fit together, but it might be nice to just see how it fell in order from the perspective of the people actually on the boat. I mean, their first exposure to this was not...
All right, I am not getting any game sound here.
I am.
You are?
I am.
Okay, so that means something's wrong. I've got things wrong on my end.
Tech support.
Boom. Let's try this again. Once more with feeling.
You hearing splishy splashing?
Nope, no splish, no splash. I need to use a different push here.
No splish, no splash.
Not even taking a bath.
Ba-da-da-da, splish, splash, I was taking a bath. Ba-da-da-da. Are those headphones on?
All right, let's try to reload this again. It wouldn't be a Hawkeye stream without technical issues. You still have sound?
No, actually.
Okay.
Maybe put me on channel 1 and you on channel 2?
Well, I'm leaving the channels as they were. Okay. All right.
Nope.
I have sound. How about you?
Nope.
You do not. All right. All right, I'm going to try that again. How about now?
No.
All right. All right, so that means I've got to come down to...
Well, we started this with sound issues, and now we ended with sound issues.
All right.
Excellent bookending.
How about now?
No.
Still nothing.
Still nothing.
All right, so what's the Blue Blazes is the link on here? All right, let's double check the Bluetooth connections here. Just a moment here.
Well, I didn't get a disconnect thing.
Yeah. So, all right. Show. Do. You're unconnected, and you're connected. Okay, so that's not the problem. All right. So
Yeah.
where's my mouse? Here we go. Now let's come down to here.
Nope. Nope.
All right, I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect you. Oh, hang on. I wonder if. Hang on. Don't switch.
Maybe we just need to close Discord.
Yeah,
It'll stop
Discord may be messing things up. Okay, let's try it again.
Nope. Actually close Discord. You minimized it.
No, I was doing something else. It was looking for sound from there. Let me go to here.
Yeah, the last couple of times in audio testing, whenever you've had Discord open, stuff's gone weird.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just turn Discord completely off. All right. Does that make a difference?
No.
All right. So let's come down to here.
And I'm not getting static. So. And actually, I'm getting sound. Okay.
Sound good enough for you to hear?
Yep.
All right. All right. Let's get things. Now we can get things rolling.
Yay!
Continue.
Two fates remain.
I need to get something back up here on the screen here. Let's see, make sure of what's going on. All right. All right, so here we are back on the ship.
So, time to pull out the book and start from the beginning.
All right, so let's go back to the very front of the book.
Loose cargo.
All right, we started with an incident with loose cargo.
The death of Samuel Peters.
Samuel Peters was crushed by some cargo falling on him.
Yep.
And an unidentified stowaway, expecting free passage and eventual freedom, was instead crushed, falling inside the barrel
The barrel we found in the galley later.
that fell on Mr. Peters.
Yep. Witnessed by
By many.
a whole lot of people, including the brother and Lars Lind, I think was his name.
All
From
right.
here we skip to a bitter cold.
Okay, so that happened
Just as they were loading
leaving.
up.
Now, as they are heading past Spain and Portugal.
Solomon Sieds comes down with an illness contracted by the Lascar House, I think they say it is in the next scene.
Yeah, some house places they stopped at. Let's see. Nope, they don't say here.
Renfred Rajub succumbs to the same illness.
Same illness.
Not consumption, made worse by the cold.
Yeah. They must have picked it up at the Lascar House.
And it's our first sighting of Dr. Henry Evans in trying to treat this.
All right. The next to die was a cow that they slaughtered for the meat.
While Charlie was throwing up on his shoes.
Yep. And then when they got to the Canary Islands,
Renville Pasqua was knifed by Edward Nichols, the second mate, who discovered something very interesting in the galley.
hang on, I want to get the chat where we can see it. There we go.
There.
Just relaxing in the tub.
Yep.
All right.
Nichols knifed Pasqua as he was trying to make a quiet escape from discovering a cabinet and a mysterious shiny shell inside it.
while Huck Feng Lao was knocked unconscious and then framed for the stabbing.
And he was shot by, was it like 4 or 5?
4 or 5 men firing squad.
And it was Henry Brennan, one of the seamen, who shot the fatal shot.
The
Gunshot.
whole scene was drawn out by Edward Spratt in the Life at Sea sketch.
All right. Then later on the main deck, Timothy Boutmont, one of the top men, was shot with a gun by Edward Nichols, the second mate.
And this is the scene where they're kidnapping the Formosans after having witnessed the cabinet and said shiny shell, and now they're trying to take them.
But calling, again, we're still in the Canary Islands.
The crew of the 3 boats that set out is beset by something unidentifiable at the moment, but that turns out to be mermaids. Who knew?
And one of them, Lee Hong, one of the top men, that's the ship's second officer. Is that what Nichols is?
Yeah, second mate.
Second officer took with him. Lee Hong got speared by one of these creatures.
In the scuffle, Hagen also gets speared by one of them in a different boat, I believe.
This is a different boat.
Meanwhile, the Formosan, what's his name? Tin?
It's Bang Shai.
It's Bang Shai. Yeah, it's Bang Shai. It's Bang Shai has worked his way free of his restraints and is making a move on the cabinet, knifing Samuel Galligan in the process.
Bun Lan Lim, the female member of the Formosan royalty on the ship, gets clawed to death by one of these terrible beasts.
While Bang Shai is opening up the cabinet. And unfortunately burning to death in the process of stunning all of the mermaids.
At least stunning them, yeah.
Edward Nichols makes it back to the boat and is shot by the only living Formosan, Shotan, as he attempts to parley and says he has treasure. And Shotan very much treasures his vengeance more than he treasures getting his stuff back.
Other disappearances, Alexei Toporov was another person on the skiffs that were taken out. He was drowned by one of the beasts, as was his fellow Russian, Alarkas Mishikin.
When they make it back to the beast, we have unholy captives still passing the Canary Islands. Things move fast by the Canary Islands.
So during interrogation, Tan, the passenger member of the only remaining member of the Formosan group, gets killed because he gets spiked by one of those terrible beasts as they're loading them on.
It was aiming for the captain, but it hit him and Hamadou Dion, who was standing behind him and committed no crime except for standing in the way.
His crime was being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You know, that pretty much describes almost everyone on board except for Nichols.
Yep, just about.
Like, Nichols and his posse. Like, drat them, but goodness, everybody else was just in the wrong place.
Meanwhile, down on the gun deck,
while they're taking up the mermaids and moving them down to the lazarette, well, at least we presume that's where they're being taken, because that's general direction, Thomas Sefton gets struck dead by the beast's tail after being the second person to mention a shell in the mermaid's boat. Mention a shell around the mermaids and try to take it from them, which is not a wise move. They really be protective of those things. Funny how that's what they reacted to and not the idea of being cooked. Guess they value the shell more than their life.
William Watson, one of the seamen, was crushed by falling cargo during the ensuing scuffling.
Yep. John Naples got killed with a sword by Philip Dahl, who very much protests the fact that they're keeping these things and would rather they get rid of them at all costs. And just, no, get them out of here. Get them out of here. They're cursed. No, don't deal with it, which makes him possibly the most sane man on the boat.
Possibly. He may have been one of the smartest people, based on what happens later.
Get these things out of here.
All right. We're further off the Canary Islands.
Looks like they turned around almost, which is
Yeah.
a pretty wise move, as at this point we're on page 55, which means like probably half the crew is, a good third of the crew is dead by now.
Yeah. So, in the process, the ship gets attacked, and there's a storm going on at the same time, and Huang Li, one of the top men, gets electrocuted by a lightning bolt.
First casualty of the assault by our ghillie suit crab riders is Nicholas Botterill, also a topman. First casualty in a battle that claims many, with combatants that I was very close to just getting up and leaving the stream when I first saw them.
Meanwhile, down below on the gun deck, Marcus Gibbs, the carpenter's mate, gets spiked by one of these terrible beasts.
While the carpenter is trying to spur him to action. He was trying to spur the carpenter into action.
Yes.
It was the other way around. Either way, the carpenters launch an assault, and it does not go well.
Yes.
James Wallace gets clawed, and Zi Zhang also gets clawed in the process of trying to fend off one of these crab riders. I think this would have been the one. No, this was in the gun deck, so this is the first crab rider.
Right. Meanwhile, on the Orlop deck, Charles Sherstick, one of the midshipmen, gets burned to death.
Somebody finally gets the idea to fight crab with fire, fling the lantern, it goes boom, and Charles sacrifices himself to burn this thing to death.
Also on the Orlop deck, while this is going on, Emil O'Farrell, the butcher, gets spiked by one of these terrible beasts.
Yeah, that would have been the second one.
Yep.
Or, no, depending on which one you label as the second one, but not the one who's burning to death. Zungi Safi got spiked early on in this process, but he's managed to crawl around into the port walk, out of sight, out of mind, but not out of gunfire. And unfortunately, Charles Miner, our circus strongman, hits him through the wall and shoots him through the gut, as we found out just at the end of the last stream. His corpse is never found and never moved.
Hideous monster perishes simultaneously with a brave but unfortunate soul. Winston Smith, the carpenter, gets clawed by the terrible beast, and in the process, he's able to fight the beast off and slay it.
I think he shot up through the thing's gut.
Yeah.
Bold move. Bold man.
As we are halfway here between the Canaries and the Azores now.
Yeah, they've definitely turned around. Well, several people are starting to get the idea that this ship and this journey might be just a little tiny bit extremely cursed, and are making the smart move of get the heck out while I still can.
So Lars Lind, one of the seamen, gets clubbed to death by Nathan Peters, the brother of the man who was killed by the cargo that fell down, because he was blaming Lars for not hooking the rigging up right and not stopping it from falling and causing his brother's death.
One of the gentlemen in the boat saw the whole thing, claims that the whole thing was innocent. Peters does not care. At the same time, Edward Spratt is using the head and becomes the first casualty of the that has come out of nowhere. What a way to go.
Meanwhile, on the gun deck, Abraham Akbar, one of the seamen, gets crushed when a cannon comes loose from its moorings, and as it rolls around, it crushes him to death.
While they're attempting to turn the cannons on the Kraken decides to turn the cannons on them instead, reaching through the porthole, grabbing a lit cannon, and firing it right in the faces of Christian Wolf and George Shirley. Akbar, it's a trap. It was a trap for anybody who brought these mermaids on board.
For Akbar, it definitely was a trap. He didn't have any way out.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Also on the gun deck, Roderick Anderson, the third mate steward, was crushed by another loose cannon.
Might have been the same one for all we know. There's a lot of loose cannons on this ship.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, at least Nichols is already dead at this point. Peter Milroy and I forget the name of the guy who's with him grab a bunch of powder kegs and decide to try to blow this thing to bits. I think it was Paul. I think Paul might have been the name of the other guy. We'll call him Paul for now. Paul has Peter rigged up. They have lines to keep from coming off of the ship. And Peter is at the far end. He's trying to throw the powder keg, but the squid and the storm and everything's turning, and he flies into the air, and he still has the lit powder in his hands, and it blows up in his face.
For those of you who are fans of Critical Role, yes, he got killed by Fluffernutter. If you've watched Critical Role Campaign 2, you'll get that joke. If not, look at it, search for it on Google or on any Critical Role site. You'll find out what I mean.
In the meantime, everyone's still trying to gain control of the ship and the storm and the Kraken and everything that's going on at once, because it's a bad scene all around. Multiple crewmen are dying or knocked overboard. Maba, our topman with the tattoos, gets crushed in half by this Kraken.
As all this is going on, Abigail Hoskett Witterell, the captain's wife, is coming off the deck for reasons unknown.
Her husband.
Which was probably not a smart move to make, because in the process, a piece of mast gets knocked over and it flubs her to death.
You know, the squid broke it and it kind of fell on her face.
Other disappearances that happened while this was going on.
Ahmed Ghul fell overboard to his death. Nathan Peters got drowned by the beast after getting swept overboard.
Alexander Booth, another person on the boat that was trying to escape, one of the lifeboats that was trying to escape, gets drowned by a terrible beast, along with Duncan McKay, the purser.
Whaley also gets drowned by a terrible beast, as does the helmsman, who gets dragged off of the ship. Charles Minor, we did not see what happened, but we are told later that our circus strongman was also torn apart. I think just seeing Maba torn apart was enough, so thank you for sharing us this game. And
this is where we will pick up next, but let's take a look into what happens ahead of time here during the escape, as they have turned the ship around and they're heading back for home.
Beast. Well, it's gone. The storm has vanished. The squid has vanished. But the wounds it's left are still present in the ship and its personnel. The bosun, Alfred Klestow, asks for his Frenchman, is told that he didn't make it, and makes a comment that points out, where's the captain? Well, he was below decks doing something. A curse like that does not lift for nothing, are his last words.
As he died from his wounds from being torn by the beast. Paul Moss, the first mate steward, was killed by a sword by Leonid Volkov as another group is trying to leave I believe it's the last longboat on the ship.
No other way off. As Volkov attempts to stop this boat from leaving, Emily Jackson picks up a rifle and shoots him through the heart in order to get herself and Miss Jane Bird and Davy James and our dear surgeon, who's been watching the crew die and not been able to do too much about it.
Olnus Wattier, the gunner's mate, gets shot with a gun by John Davies. It looked like they were fighting over the gun, and it went off, and unfortunately, Olnus was on the wrong end of the gun. As he and others are plotting a mutiny.
What's going on? Henry Brennan hears from above decks, rushes below, heard the cries of mutiny earlier, sees there's violence going down, and decides to end the perceived threat of John Davies. Unfortunately, that means that he's clubbed to death the man who was trying to warn them of a mutiny. Talk about too little information too late.
Thomas Lonke, one of the midshipmen, gets knifed by Olnus Wattier, the gunner's mate.
This is the person who tried to stop Pete from dying and also was trying to avoid the mutiny problem. He dies after telling the surgeon's mate, the surgeon's mate is dead at this point, after telling the only person who's coming to his aid I tell Pete's mom I tried to save him. I tried to save him. I didn't succeed.
Other souls, Emily Jackson and Miss Jane Bird, were successfully get off on the ship, the longboat, and they are alive in Africa.
So are Davy James and the surgeon Henry Evans, who sometime later manages to send us this book. And the pocket watch, presumably.
All right, the end. As
First-
they are still heading back towards Europe and England.
The first scene we saw and the last thing to happen.
Get the first mate gets shot by Captain Robert
Witterell,
Witterell.
as he, Henry Brennan, and off in the distance, Lewis Walker attempt to confront the captain over what has happened, wanting the cells to take, to sell, to at least get something out of this misadventure that has left only 4 men alive on this boat. Henry Brennan rushes in to try to take down the captain. They've got nothing left to live for at this point, but those shells. But maybe they could get something from those shells. But no, they're apparently at the bottom of the ocean, according to the captain. And in the scuffle, Brennan is knifed, neck cut through.
Lewis Walker, one of the top men that's remaining, gets clubbed to death by Robert Witterell, the captain, as he tries to stop what is happening.
In the end, Captain Witterell goes back to the cabin where his wife's body lies, tells her that he shot her brother, his best friend, and in utter despair takes his own life.
And with that, that is what we have been. This is what we were able to solve so far to this point. So now,
What happened to the captain's steward, Phil? What happened to Martin, the first?
this chapter 8, the bargain, will be unknown to us until we leave the ship and we return the book to the ship. So, without any further waiting, I think that's where we go next.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing left to do on board this ship of death.
So back down we go.
We should go. Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back.
All right, I think that's our last chance warning if we want to stay.
Yep.
But we don't.
But we've completed everything on board. So,
Finally. Sit down so you don't fall out.
It took us a couple of months. Sorry.
hey, it took a little while. Sorry through all those dead bodies.
And through all of the bodies that shouldn't even be on board anymore. Well, now we know there's only 3 possibilities for that shell off board to decide. Either it's one of the mermaids, or it's one of the 2 people we haven't accounted for.
We'll find out. 1 week later.
Pretty fast service to get to Morocco and back. Oh, it's not getting to Morocco and back.
The Honorable East India Company insurance assessment for the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous at sea, prepared by the company Office of Investigation.
Ship damaged in squall in the Atlantic, sunk in a storm near Falmouth. Payment claimed £2,000. Cargo, all cargo lost. Payout claimed £5,000. Cargo of the Crown, all cargo lost. Payout claim for restitution £3,000.
Captain Robert Witterell, fake suicide, gun, criminal findings, murder of crewmate, 4, estate forfeited to the Crown.
I'll say.
William Hoskett, first mate, fate, shot, gun, captain by R. Witterell, criminal findings, attempted mutiny, estate is fined £25. Edward Nichols, second mate, fate, who was shot by a gun by C. Ton, crewmate 2, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, estate is fined £100.
Martin Parrott, third mate, fate unknown. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duties. I'll say again. Estate awarded outstanding wages and a reward of £90. John Davies, the fourth mate, fate he was clubbed by H. Brennan. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1. Estate fined £15. Alfred Klestel, the bosun, fate torn apart by a beast. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward of £70.
Charles Miner, the bosun's mate, fate torn apart by the beast. Criminal findings, murder of one crewmate, estate unknown, expense claimed £15. Henry Evans, surgeon, fate alive, Africa, findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel.
Fair.
Estate awarded his outstanding wages of £50. James Wallace, the surgeon's mate, fate clawed, finding of merit, extraordinary valor. Estate awarded outstanding wages and a reward for a total of £50.
Winston Smith, the carpenter, fate clawed, findings of merit, extraordinary valor. Yeah, he took down one of those crab things with him. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward, £60. Marcus Gibbs, the carpenter's mate, fate spiked, estate unknown. Outstanding wages donated to the pension fund, £30. Thomas Sefton, the cook, fate struck by a tail. Estate awarded outstanding wages of £40 because he didn't really do much else. You want to?
Oh, it did turn, okay.
Yeah.
Emil O'Farrell, the butcher, his fate spiked, findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward for a total of £40. Christian Wolf, one of the gunners, shot by cannon by the beast, findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward for a total of £70. Olaf Whitehair, the gunner's mate, shot by J. Davies, criminal findings, murder of crewmate, attempted mutiny, estate is fined £50.
Duncan McKay, the purser, fate drowned by a beast. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel. Well, fair. Estate awarded outstanding wages of £50. Finley Dalton, the helmsman, fate he was eaten by a beast. Estate awarded outstanding wages of £30. Edward Spratt, the artist, fate crushed by a beast. Estate awarded outstanding wages of £50. The artist gets paid more than the helmsman on this ship? Okay, normally I'd be all for the artist getting paid more, but that seems a little backwards.
Abigail Hoskett Wooderell, passenger, fate clubbed by the beast, no claim made. Nunzio Pasqua, passenger, fate knifed by E. Nichols, no claim made. Emily Jackson, passenger, fate alive, Africa, criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, estate fined, £35.
Hold up, she was a passenger. Why is she getting fined for abandoning a vessel that was very much not protecting her?
Don't know.
Miss Jane Bird, passenger, fate, also alive in Africa. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, she was fined £10. Lon Lim, fate, she was clawed to death. No claim has been made. Itbeng Shah, passenger, fate, burned. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1, estate unknown, expense claimed £25. Wait, if their estate is unknown, then that really puts into question the whole royalty line, doesn't it?
Possibly.
You would think that they'd be able to figure out who...
Well, it did say royalty in quotes.
Yeah.
on the thing.
Yeah, this definitely means they're not royals.
Cho Tub, passenger, fate, fight, criminal findings, murder of crewmate, estate unknown, expense claimed £25. Hopswig Sing Lao, passenger, fate, shot by gun, H. Brennan, no claim made. Zungi Sati, ship steward, fate, shot by gun by C. Minor, estate awarded outstanding wages of £35.
Philip Dahl, captain steward, fate is still unknown. Criminal findings, 1 count of murder of crewmate. Findings of demerit, failure to perform duties. Estate has been fined £35. Paul Moss, the first mate steward, fate, killed by a sword by L. Volkov. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward for a total of £45. Samuel Galligan, second mate steward, fate, he was knifed by Itben Shah. Criminal findings, cargo. Estate has been fined £50.
Roderick Anderson, third ship's mate, fate, crushed by cannon, estate awarded outstanding wages of only £10. Davy James, fourth mate steward, fate, alive, Africa, findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, no claim made. Peter Milroy, midshipman, fate exploded, finding of merit, extraordinary valor. The state awarded standing wages and a reward for a total of 40 pounds.
Thomas Lanke, a midshipman. Fate, he was knight by O'Wealter. The estate has been awarded his outstanding wages of 30 pounds. Charles Herstick, the midshipman. Fate, he was burned, along with one of the crab things. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duties. The estate has been awarded his outstanding wages and his reward for a total of 50 pounds. Omid Gul, a topman, he fell overboard. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward for a total of 35 pounds.
Timothy Budiment, topman, fate shot by E. Nichols. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward of 35 pounds. Wong Lee, topman, fate electrocuted. Finding of merit, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded outstanding wages and reward of 35 pounds. Ji Zhang, topman, clawed. Finding of merit, extraordinary valor, estate awarded outstanding wages and a reward of 35 pounds.
Li Hong, topman, he was speared by a beast. Criminal findings, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo. His estate has been fined 50 pounds. Wei Li, also a topman, drowned by a beast. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward for a total of 45 pounds. Nicholas Botterill, a topman, fate, he was speared by a beast. First casualty of the crab riders. Estate award 25 pounds.
Interesting that he didn't get any extraordinary valor.
Well, he kind of got stabbed before he had a chance to do anything about it.
Maba, topman, fate crushed by a beast, findings of merit, extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duty.
Yeah?
Estate unknown, outstanding wages, reward donated to pension fund, 45 pounds. Lewis Walker, topman, fate clubbed by R. Witterell, criminal findings, attempted mutiny, estate fine, 25 pounds. Leonid Volkov, topman, fate shot by E. Jackson, criminal findings, murder of crewmate, estate unknown, expense claimed, 15 pounds.
Alarkus Nikishin, a seaman. He was drowned by a beast. Criminal findings include attempted mutiny and theft of cargo. Estate unknown, so expense claimed, 50 pounds. Alexei Tortorov. Fate, drowned by a beast. Criminal findings, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, and unless I misremember who this guy is, attempted kidnapping of Formosan royalty. Estate unknown. Expense claimed, 50 pounds. Well, not really royalty, but still attempted kidnapping. I mean, good grief. Nathan Peters, seaman. Fate, drowned by a beast. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate 1. Findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel. Estate has been fined 25 pounds.
Lars Lind, fate clubbed by N. Peters, estate awarded outstanding wages of 15 pounds. John Naples, seaman. Killed by a sword by F. Dahl, findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded outstanding wages and a reward totaling 25 pounds. Renfred Rajab, seaman. Fate illness, estate unknown, pension fund of 15 pounds.
Abraham Akbar, a seaman. Fate, he was crushed by a cannon. The cannon was a truck. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and a reward for a total of 25 pounds. William Wasim, seaman. He was crushed by a cargo. Findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties. Estate awarded outstanding wages and a reward for a total of 25 pounds. Solomon Syed, fate, died of an illness. Estate awarded outstanding wages of 15 pounds.
Hamadou Dion, fate spiked, findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties, estate unknown, outstanding wages and reward donated to the pension fund of 25 pounds. Henry Brennan, seaman, knifed by Captain Witterell, criminal findings, murder of crewmate, attempted mutiny, estate fined 50 pounds. Alexander Booth, seaman, fate drowned by the beast, findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, estate awarded outstanding wages of 5 pounds.
Christopher Hagen, a seaman. Fate, he was speared by a beast. Criminal findings, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, estate fined 50 pounds. George Shirley, seaman. Fate, shot by a cannon by the beast. Nasty way to go. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor. Estate awarded outstanding wages and reward for a total of 25 pounds. Samuel Peters, a seaman. Fate, crushed by cargo. Estate awarded his outstanding wages of 15 pounds. The death that started it all is the last one on our list.
A preliminary draft of this assessment has been approved by the Royal Trade Guarantor. Total claim £29,285 sterling. On behalf of the Honorable East
India Company, we certify. We're trying to do it together.
We
We certify all statements as accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. We're co-inspectors in this.
And now, watch remains in our possession.
I mean, he did only ask for the book.
The book returns to its original owner, Henry Evans, in Morocco, as requested. And now,
Sure was handy to have that for writing up the report.
1 year later. You can't do anything.
Seems like we can just look. We have a housemaid.
Can you believe it? A package at this hour? Oh, the thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside.
Hi.
Turning in now. Tea's in the kitchen if you need it.
Lenore.
Let's open it up and see what's inside.
We received something back from Morocco. Chief Inspector, I write to you with the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked that his gratitude be expressed by returning the book to you, along with the means to complete it. As for the three of us that remain, the Obra Dinn is a distant memory and a dreadful chapter in our lives that we wish to forget. Do not write back. Regards, Jane Bird. Package, a letter, and the book.
All right, what do we want to go for first?
Is there anything else in the book? Or is it just a good old book? This tale belongs to you now. Please finish it.
Okay, this is what we read before.
There's the mention of Morocco. I knew there was something
Yeah.
saying that he was in Morocco.
Yeah.
There it is again.
I didn't remember that.
We have a letter, we have a book, and we have a mystery package, which is presumably the means to complete it.
All right, now, before we go any further, do we turn the page here, or do we look at the package first?
Well, there's nothing here, it looks like. So,
Well, because I haven't flipped the page over yet.
well, the book only showed us something on the pages once we actually had a corpse. Oh, gosh. I think I have an idea what might be in the package. Means to complete the book.
Yep.
We can't get anything out of the book
Probably.
without a corpse.
Okay, so we need something. So
we need something dead from the ship.
okay,
That was
we've
in
already
the
read that.
lazarette.
So there's something here. Let's see what it is.
Okay. Oh gosh, that's a monkey's paw.
It is.
That's too small to be a human hand.
It is a monkey claw. Monkey's claw.
Okay, is anybody on this stream familiar with where the term the monkey's paw comes from? There's this nasty little story about a disembodied monkey's paw that grants wishes in the worst way possible. And I think we've got one.
And here we go.
And Henry Evans owned a monkey.
That's right.
Collect your things. To that door. Gone. There's no time. We need to go. Right. What are you up to?
He shot his own monkey just to find out what happened. That's 2 corpses, the monkey, the chest. Everything's in here.
Yep. All right, who do we start with?
Who shot the monkey? Is that Evans?
Okay, there's Evan.
Okay, Evans is in there. There's somebody else with him.
All right.
So somebody's by the chest, somebody's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things in the lazarette is open.
Yep.
Here we go.
There we go.
There's the monkey's paw. The grantor of
All right, that's what we've been wondering about. Inside the lazarette.
A friendly but not entirely pleasant monkey companion was sacrificed in the pursuit of knowledge. He shot the monkey because he knew that somebody could use the pocket watch to get this.
There you are. Click the key, and there's the text.
And the key is gone.
All right, let's
That's
see.
the only way. The key was gone and no one
All
was
right.
ever getting
So
inside.
who's there? We got Moss and Evans. That's who was outside with.
Moss
with
was
him,
outside with Evans.
Moss.
And Moss is going to die trying to escape with him.
Yep. And it's
Inside the lazarette.
Yep.
Here we are.
all right.
Well, I'll say we have enough corpses to choose from.
Yep. Okay, there's the box with the shell with him.
There's somebody with
He's clawed.
it looked like he had spikes in his
He's
gut.
spiked.
Wait, next to his head. I think somebody might have gone the way of Ben Shaw. I mean, he's next to the, and that's Harpoon. Oh gosh.
All right, which one do we want? Who do we want to start with?
Well, it's not going to give us a choice. The watch does not give choices. We're in the scene for the monkey.
Yep.
So, we're in the scene for the monkey. It's going to make us go to the next person's scene. And it looks like the next person, that's
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah. All right.
That's Martin, the beard.
Mm-hmm.
A third shell. Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here. Do it. Hoist it out. To the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy.
All righty.
We return. The ship. The Overton. See it home.
That's the bargain. Get the Overton home,
Yeah.
and we'll set you free. That's the bargain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who's watching us. She is. She's watching us from
That's-
the whole time we were on that ship.
Yeah. There's she's one of the mermaids. They pulled her out of that one.
And Martin got attacked before they handed over the shell to calm her down. And that confirms that the captain tossed the other shells they knew about overboard.
Yeah.
The one that the mermaids brought with them, and the one that was originally in the cabin. He tossed them overboard in an attempt to get rid of this.
Yeah, right, Asloff. No wishes with that monkey paw.
Yeah, no. Well, we know what happened.
He was spiked, right?
He got spiked.
Oh, Davies was there.
And Paul Moss was there.
Yeah.
Davies and Moss were
Hauling the mermaid out.
so Parrott was in on this let's get out of here movement, but just didn't survive to make it to that point.
Yeah. Okay.
He was going to try to bail.
Mm-hmm. We got more pages yet to go.
And that was the bargain. That's why it's called the bargain. And that's how the ship made it back.
That's why the ship made it back.
She kept her end of the deal.
All right.
And she watched over the ship until it made it home.
So, he's next.
Let's see. He's not? Who else is in here?
Ah.
Oh. There's a harpoon through the bait. Whoa.
The captain.
The captain. This is what he was doing. He was killing them.
Someone grabbed the shell there. Okay, 'cause this is before Peters was in here. He's got a shell,
Which the captain is going to take and chuck overboard.
and that's the one they opened to take the third
She
one
survived.
here. She's the one that they took out.
She got stabbed.
That one gets stabbed, and we don't know
And-
anything about that one yet.
Okay. And that guy over there's got to be the ship's steward. So there's a hat over on the side
Mhm.
and a chain. So they had him chained up over there,
Mhm.
and he somehow got out. Maybe we'll see that.
Yeah, captured being fought against its jailer and was feared for the trouble. The only living, so the person who we see with the shell's already dead
Yeah.
because they're not being listed. No one else is being alive. Is alive here except the captain.
Yeah. This is what the captain was doing.
Yep.
And the last mermaid called off the Kraken in hopes to save their own life.
Okay. Guess who's next?
No. A third.
Oh,
There
the
were
one,
three.
The one that's right because it's three, so we're gonna see what happens to the other one.
Call it off, damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
He killed two of them.
In desperation, try to save his ship.
Yeah.
That we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
The hat thing there.
And there's the harpoon he uses later.
Yeah. Is that his? That's his hat.
Oh, that's the captain's hat.
That's the captain's hat.
That explains why he didn't have it during the escape.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but he didn't have it.
Yeah. He came off or he
It
took
fell
it
off
off.
here.
He took it off or it fell off while he was in here. Not only creature's defiant shrieks were greeted with a fatal bullet. Again, the captain's the only one in here.
Now, are there any other dead mermaids in here to distract us from what the heck happened to the
Alright, so
steward?
that one's dead. That one gets killed next. That one gets hauled off.
Now can we find out what happened to him?
There, he's holding the shell, and
And
he's
Oh, he's chained here. Okay,
chained
yeah,
there.
he's chained here. So that chain over there is doing whatever it's doing.
Yeah, it's not being used.
Now we find out.
Let's find out what happens to him. why is he put in chains? I wonder.
Because he tried to stop them from keeping the mermaid. He killed a guy trying to get the mermaid
That's
free.
right.
Quicksilver.
Mercury. He opened the chest.
Yep.
And it burned him.
He thought it was He thought it was mercury.
Got a chest. But his arms burned.
Yep. Now, is there anything or anyone else in here? The mermaids are trapped in there.
But they can't do anything for him.
Yeah.
Nor would they, knowing what that chest does to them.
Yeah. This thing looks like it's a hand coming out of there.
Yeah. And with that, I think we've turned everyone
Almost all the Captain Stewart.
that an unknown fate be burned. And with that, is that all 60? All fates
All
correct.
fates are correct. Looks like they're trying to.
And the last lines on the card fill in. We did it. We've really done it. Our exit door.
Yep.
I'll imagine that the inspector will find that pocket watch very handy in the future.
Moving on,
It's
so.
doing its own. Pretty baubles. The end.
And we have completed the voyage here. Let's see if we credits roll or anything. Yes, we'll let the credits roll here. Well, that was a fun adventure
For my dad.
for us. Oh,
And with mine. Taiwanese Language and Culture Consulting. They
Good.
consulted people.
nice. German localization. You try to get the accent. You try to get things, accent and everything else accurate.
I mean, they're handling so many different cultures here.
Yeah.
You kind of gotta.
Mm-hmm. And then probably the different areas where they did the work on this as well. Alright.
That was a satisfying ending.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we get to the cast here. Robert Townsend.
Because Jeffrey Pillars is our very flustered doctor. James McCready for Nick Smith, good old Brennan. Charles Miners. I don't remember who he is, but he's Gaelic.
That was the butcher.
Alright. Yeah.
These many names I recognize.
Jotra Amlov. And again, Morris. Our violinist. And then Michael Drew. John Baptiste. Debbie McCurdy. Vincent Smith. Colin Shaw. Buford Lynn.
So they have it in their
Mhm.
native
Yeah.
script as well.
Duncan Lawrence.
Right.
Seamus Maley. Mikhail von Strelitz, Vince McCoy and Vadim Golostov, Nick Marty, Stephen Fu, Josh Nicholson, Karen, language consultant. Yay. I mean, they had to pull from a lot of different languages to
Yeah,
get
they
this
did.
right. Because those made an excellent clue to narrow things
Yeah,
down.
that helped. Yeah, being able to hear the accents made a big difference in trying to narrow a number of these down.
Thank you for playing. Thank you guys for making this.
For making a very fun and challenging game.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I guess with that, we will bring tonight's version of Family Night at the Emporium to a close. And I guess we need to figure out what we want to do next. I've got an idea or two. We'll talk about it over the next week.
okay.
Try to find something in a nice little mystery puzzle solving thing
Yeah.
for us to work on together. So, and if any of you have any suggestions, please feel free to
Yeah.
send me a whisper here on Twitch or DM me on Discord or send me a direct message on Twitter as well. You'll find me as KY Hawkeye on all of those settings if you have any suggestions. And otherwise, we will see you next week and we will decide and
What
discover
we're gonna do.
what our next mystery is. And the biggest mystery is, what is it going to be?
Who knows?
Alright, so, until next time, may green be the grass below you, may blue be the sky above you, may straight be the path before you, and warm be the heart that love you. Good night, everybody.
Night.
This has been a Diet Water production.